I'm sorry, y'all. Listen, I told y'all I was trying to turn the volume up on my phone to make sure y'all could hear what I was saying. And all at once, honey, when I was pushing the volume button up, it was ending the video and starting another one, ending the video and starting another one. And it's a good thing that I got up to look at it while I was trying to adjust the volume, because had I not, I would have been still doing this and working on this and all of that, and it wouldn't have been being recorded at all. Okay? It would have been stopping and start. I don't know. Listen, I don't even know. But what I'm saying is that I'm still right here. And I said, no way I'm going to clean all this up, put this back together, start this video over. I'm not. That's part one. Put it up. They can watch that. We're going to do part two, and we're going to do it fast. So it's not real long. Okay? So that part was 14 minutes. This is part two. Let's get with it. Okay? Because that was a whole entire mess in my opinion, and I'm gonna just be trying to talk louder so y'all can hear me. And I guess I'm gonna charge up my lapel mic and be ready, because it don't have no charge on it, and I don't really know how none of that's gonna work out, because these things, I'm not a professional. I'm just a regular old me who is doing videos because that's what I like to do, and trying to create a home-based business out of it. And I'm just for the regular people who not looking for the fluff and the primp and the pretty. Okay, that's it. I'm right here with this. This is nasty and this is a mess, and somebody don't feel like doing it. Okay, and I'm right here because one day when I was married, my ex-husband took the vacuum cleaner apart, and I was like, oh, I know you could do that like that. See, I was one of those people. I didn't know. And he said, how else you going to clean it? And so there you go. I learned it. And since I learned it all those years back, guess what? I still know how to do it. And this is the only vacuum I've bought in probably 9 years. So here we go. And I just recently replaced the belt. I wanted to do the video over the summer. Do y'all see that stem in there? There is a stem right there. Okay, and this belt is wrapped around it. Okay, so I took that out. Now you can see the stem better. It's right here. And you just take this belt and you slide it in. And once you slide it in, push it with your finger, and now it's around there. And once it gets around there, what I typically do, and I'll show you again later, is right here is the indentation or indentation that it was, pressed against that stem. I find another place. When I put it back on, I'll put it somewhere right here. So this place is not being worn out too fast. So every time I clean this, I periodically rotate my belt. So the belts are replaceable. If you look them up on Google or Amazon or whatever, you just put in your vacuum brand, who it was made by, and what type it is. Like mine is a Bissell Helix, and so I typed in Bissell Helix belt replacement or replacement belt, and they showed me that I can get two of these at Amazon for like $7.95, something like that. Might have been less, but it was seven something. It was under $8 and seven plus some change, and I got 2 packs. So that's how you do that. But then you got to clean all of this. I'm gonna show you that in a minute. But first, I want to dump this trash off, because that's the purpose of this video. I'm looking for my trash that I just vacuumed up. Okay, I don't know where the trash at. So we're gonna turn this around. The hose came off, and I didn't use the hose, but that don't mean that it's no trash in it. I saw a little dust, but I didn't use the hose. So we're gonna let the hose off because I need to check the hose line. So this is a part. We don't need this. It's a messy job. Sorry about the loud. It's a messy job. You can get a small toothbrush or, an old hairbrush or whatever you want to use to clean all this stuff out. As long as it ain't caked up and crazy with all this dust. This, you know, it can come out of there. You can go wash it at the sink. Just make sure it's dry. It gotta be dry. Don't put nothing back together wet. You don't see me using no water in this. But somebody might be like, oh, I'm gonna wash that. And you can wash it if that's what you want to do. Now that the hose is off, it needs to come this way so I can look in this part. And do I feel, yep, look, here go my trash. Do you see it? It's right here. So that's what's happening. The trash is clogged up in the hose. So now you gotta turn this upside down. You see some right here. This is around, it's not inside. But you can take this off. And you see all of that? I'm looking for this trash. Like, I know I just vacuumed this floor, and if I ain't got but just 2 cats to vacuum behind, I should find some trash. And so I ain't find none, but you see it's falling out. So now, this part, how you gonna clean that hose? That's why I got my flathead screwdriver, and I'm going to gently push it in there and see if I can drag something out. And if I can, good. And if I can't, then all I can do is dump. And you see it falling out of there. And that's all you can do. Well, somebody say, well, can you slide the whole hose out? No, I can't slide mine out because I'm not trying to break mine. Now, if yours can come out, you probably can. I see it's a screw right here, so I can release something. I've never taken that apart, so for the sake of the video, let's take that open. I've never taken this off. In fact, this is the first time I saw this screw here, because I just usually use my fingers and try. Well, there you go. Look at that. So I guess because you can, oh, did you see that? All of that fell out of there. Look at that. Wonderful. So I guess for this, you can probably replace this too. It looks like it's sliding in and out. I've never taken that off. So I'm glad you asked the question, because somebody asked, and you know, maybe somebody wasn't asking, they was telling me take the hose off. I don't really know, but I heard it. Okay, somebody said, well, how you hear it? Because that's my thinking, and my thinking tells me that that is correct. And all I've been doing was using my finger and my flathead screwdriver. Sometimes I have a butter knife, and I use that, and I just poke it in a little bit to make sure that I can get it. Make sure I can get it through there, and then just get it out. So now we're gonna put this part back together, and I hope it goes together okay. I see there's a little hole in here. I don't know if y'all can see it, okay, but there's a little hole. You see my finger going in? Okay, so there's a little hole right there, and this little piece right here on the edge goes in there. I didn't know that because I never took it apart, I said. And then we're going to put the screw in there as soon as we find it amongst the trash. Okay. Put the screw back in there. And let's screw that. It's pretty dirty over here, right? It's all right. And just go ahead and screw that in. Okay, and now that's back on nice and tight. Don't over screw it, because you don't want to mess up the threads on your screw, and then you're not able to screw it in and out. I got some on the floor. I didn't even know it was down on the floor. But just screw it in and it'll be all right, just like that. This is why I got this little bit of water back here. That's all. I just got a little bowl of water like this with a little bit of Fabuloso in there. Like that, and a little towel, piece of rag, and just clean something up a little bit. Not too much. You ain't got to do a whole lot. You know, just wipe something down. All that greatness just happened like that. And there we go. So that's it for that part. And then we're going to look back in here, make sure ain't nothing in none of our compartments. You know, just double checking and everything. Make sure, you know, you got everything out. Ain't nothing in the inside. And now you finish with this until you're ready to put that together again. Okay? Alright, so this is where we at with it. Okay. All right, so y'all might can't see. Okay, let me see. Y'all can't see. I put that down, so let's drop this down where I'm at. This is all the stuff that has come out of the vacuum. Okay, this is where we at. We got this roller. Let me see. I got to put it up a little higher. Okay, just make sure. Okay, now we got this, and all of this fell out of the vacuum. Okay, let's pick these up and put this on the floor. And I got my trash bag right here. And we're going to put this stuff like this all in here. Like so. Just picking up the dust and cleaning up the trash. Just picking up the dust and cleaning up the trash. That's your little song. I'm putting it up right there for y'all. Just so y'all can have a little bit of amusement while we're here. Okay? Just pick this little bit of trash up right here. Then I don't have to vacuum it all up. Because I am going to vacuum. I'm going to dump this bin right over in a few minutes. But right now we're working on this right here. Okay? This is probably the culprit right here, because this is a great big thick piece of string. So who knows, but all of this has to come off. And so this is where we at. Let me see. Y'all didn't see it. I got to keep looking and make sure, because I'm holding it in my hand and I want y'all to be able to see and make sure, because I'm holding it. Right? I can't see back there and be over here. So I kind of got to work right here like this. So, you know, it's just crazy how you got to do it. All right. But this is the first piece that I took off. It was this thing here. Okay. And this is a nice piece of string. Not sure where it came from exactly. But that was probably what was causing it not to suck up. So now I'm trying to just position this so I can sit in a way that makes me comfortable while I'm peeling all this trash off. Okay, I can see y'all see me in here. All right, not me, but see what I'm doing. But I sometimes be watching videos and I be saying, man, I ain't the only one who's not in view. She not in view either. I can't see what she doing. Right, when I be watching people making junk journals, that's what I be saying. I be like, I don't know what they just did, you know, because sometimes it's out of view. And you'll know because you got these overhead tripods that's sitting atop the table or something. I hear somebody knocking. I wonder if that's my package. Hold on. I got to look because I hear someone knocking. But I don't see a delivery car at my house in front of my door. All right, so there you go. We just keep peeling away, because sometimes when you got these great tripods, you can't even see. You can't even see where this view is for the people. You're so busy focusing on your stuff, what you trying to do, and you don't realize that the people can't see you. But that's why, you know, some people have cameras, and their camera, they can set it in a specific position and they set right there, especially when it's a talk type of video where the tutorial is them teaching you about wealth and money and all that. And some people have videographers who are, you know, just like photographers, people sitting there videoing, recording you. And that's what they're doing. And so they keep you in view. That's their job. So that's not my case. But I'm, you know, right here trying to get all of this. So that's part of it. And yesterday I was vacuuming my basement, and the carpet in the basement is cream color. And it's a lot of trash was down there. I had to vacuum the basement 3 times because the cat's been down there since they got here April. They just always in the basement, and that's where their little They got one of those play tunnels that they can run through, and it's got a little ball hanging, and it's two of them. You know what my cats look like if you've ever seen them. They on my channel, so you can take a peek at them. Polaris is the white one, my tripod, and then the black one is Blue Spoon. And they be running around and playing in the basement, and I ain't vacuumed the basement, I'm sure, since before summer, probably early spring. Probably was early spring when I vacuumed the basement, like right after I put the Christmas stuff away, sometime in, February or something like that. Because I don't put my Christmas stuff, I don't even take it all the way down until like the third week of January. So that's probably the last time I vacuumed down the basement. But I vacuumed yesterday, and I had to vacuum 3 times. I was moving stuff around and resituating things, and that's how all that turned out. And then I came up here this morning and not came up here, but I went to feed my cats. And when I came back up here, I put the laundry away and ironed all the clothes that need to be ironed and changed my linen. And then I vacuumed my floor. And after I vacuumed my floors, I couldn't find the trash. And I was like, okay, well, something's going on, because it must be locked up in here. Now, y'all, I didn't get to use the razor. I know that some of you were looking for it. Like, okay, what's that razor for? Sometimes I'm going to use it right here, because I see these strings. Maybe I can get them. But sometimes the strings be so wound together and tight that you can't get them off. And when you can't get them off, you need something to help you. So I don't know if you, right here, you can see on my roller is some scrapes here, because I've been using the razor cutting the strings, trying to make sure I can get all of them off. So I just come in here and do like this until they pop loose. And then when they pop loose, I peel them off. And sometimes that's what you need, because they be all wound up, and there be a lot of them, and they be tight, and you can't get it. And be very careful when you're using a razor, because it can be dangerous. You don't want to cut yourself, and never cut or pull with a razor or a knife toward you. Always cut away from you, and make sure your fingers are out of the way when you're using a sharp instrument like that, because it's quick, especially with a razor. And a razor can cut you and you don't even feel it, and you just be like feeling wet and cold, and you thinking, oh, am I bleeding? And then you look and you see the blood, and then after a few minutes, then you feel like a burn from the cut, because it's quick. So that's it. I got all of that off, and that's what this was for, in case I could not get all of my strings loose. Then I could use this razor to help me out. Right, because you don't want to go jigging and trying to do it with that, that screwdriver, because that can be dangerous too. Because you can poke yourself and hurt your finger or your hand trying to do that. So now my roller is pretty clean, and I'm all right with that. So let's get these strings up, put them in this bag, and move the bag over here. And I'm going to dump this off on the floor and wipe that off of there. And that's okay. And now we're going to put this back together. We're going to get the vacuum cleaner and put it back together. Okay? And then our video will be over. All right? Snap that up here. And then put this hose on here. Everybody should know how to do this part, because this is standard. Put your hose back on the part that the hose on to, right? So that's it for that part. And then we just turn it back over, and now we got to get the belt Let's put this up, I think, so y'all can see. Somebody say it's good right there. Okay, but I'm going to put it up just a little bit. Let me make sure it's in view. Okay, looks all right. Okay, we good? We good, okay? Can I see everything? I can't see this part right here. All right, I can see it, but I can't see it. So, all right. I think that's going to be all right. I think. Okay. Our peg is on here. The other time it was on that side, but now it's right here. Okay. All right. So we're going to get, I'm going to put my big head down here. Get our belt. Don't matter. Sometimes you can flip your belt over if that's what you feel like you want to do. But like I said in the first part of the video, I can see from the bend that the peg was over here. So I'm going to bend it this way and put it on my peg like this. And just stick it down in that cup and make sure it goes around the peg. Once it goes around that peg, that stem right there, then you pulling it out and holding it. Okay? And then when you get this brush roller right here, you got to make sure you put this on the right way. Okay? You see I'm still holding this. I have not let that belt go. I mean, I can. Ain't nothing going to happen, but I'm holding it because that's just what I do. Now, for my roller, my particular roller is like, you know, don't put the roller down here on the bristles. If you see bristles, that's not where it belongs. Even on this end is bristles. That's not where it belongs. You need to put it on this because this is where it belongs, right here. Do you understand what that is? Yes, there is a little thingy right there. Okay? Okay, that means that's where your belt goes. All right? There is not one on this side. It might look like it here, but that's not it. It goes on this wheel right there. So, pull your peg. Make sure, not your peg, but your belt. Make sure it's all the way flush up against the machine. Not sticking out on the edge of it. Because then it'll, when it start turning, the peg can turn and this can turn too. And so when that start turning, it'll pop off. You don't want to do that. So make sure it's on here, up against the machine. And then slide this inside onto that wheel that it belongs on. And then you should be able to turn it in your hand. You see my belt is turning? Yes, because that's right. The peg is turning and the belt is turning. And now it has to go down here into this cup. There's a little catch here. Let me see if I can. I don't want to touch nothing. I just don't want to touch nothing. But right here is a little catch. Let's use this. There's a little catch right here. That's not flat. It's down there. Did you see that? It fell in like that. And this one over here. Right there. Like that. And this one is here like that. Okay? And that's for these grooves. There's a little groove around here. And then there's a little groove around here. You pull this out. Make sure it's flat. Don't pull it too fast or too strongly. Just pull it out. And make sure the belt stays right down in this line. Because that's where the belt belongs. It has to have somewhere where it can move. So I pull this out and it's kind of tight. But it's supposed to be. And then I put this side in first for the belt. Then I go over here and make sure this side lines up. And then it'll slide right in there. Might have to pull it. There it is. There you go. Now once it's in there, it's in those grooves, it can turn. Okay, and it's turning just like that. That's how it should be moving. And if it's not moving like that before you cap it all back up, then you ain't do something right. And you need to make sure that it can do that. Okay, this is snapped down good. That's snapped down good. Now we're going to put this piece back on here. This is the catch. You see that? That lines up with the belt. So that's where you put it at, where the belt is. Turn it over. Because over here is not where the belt at. So you turn it this way. And then you put it on where the belt is. And snap it down. You don't got to do a whole bunch. Just press it. And that's it. Now we're ready to put our screws back in. All right. I always put my screws somewhere safe because I don't want them to fall inside of my machine somewhere and I can't get them. It's like, dang, that's not okay. And my screwdriver happens to have a black magnetic tip to it. So that means when I put my screw on there, it can hold it. But I don't trust that alone. I don't. See, I don't trust it alone. But you see, it is magnetic and it can stick to that. See, if I hold it upside down, that's fine. But I'm not going to trust that alone. So I use my fingers as a guide. And then I put that there so I can make sure it goes to where it belongs and not fall in the machine. Because sometimes it might fall in there and I want it to fall somewhere where I can't get it from. Okay? Don't screw them in too tight, because if you do, you might mess up the threads on the inside where it got a screw at. Okay? You don't want to do that. That's a problem. All right? Now, we got 2 of the 6 in. All right. Then I need to put 1 right here. That one is pretty safe because if it falls, it's only going to be on the tote. But when you all up in here, you don't want this stuff to fall in here. You don't know where it's going to fall at. Okay? We don't want that. Then we need to put 1 right here. Did I put that on the right way? I think I didn't. Let me see. I think my wheels go in here like this. Wait. I think I put it on wrong. Yeah, I did. Because that piece got to be underneath this thing right here. All right. Okay. I've done this a million times, but I guess I wasn't all the way paying attention. So it's okay. And that's what you got to do. You got to focus. And if it's not on right, then you go ahead and you undo it and do it right. That's all. That's all. Just make sure you take your time. And if it's not on right, then you got to go put it on right. Because there's no screws to this thing right here. And I was just getting to my last 2 screws and I was like, oh, but wait a minute, that goes on here. And I know that, but ain't no screws for this. I ain't take nothing out of that. Right, so there you go. All right, so then you just go pull this off again. You ain't got to take the roller out or nothing like that. That don't have to come out. Just take this cap off of the roller case and then put this one on. This slides in there. It's got 2 grooves and this got these grooves. Slide it in and that's it. And let that sit down. That's it. Then we can put this on. And that little case right here, this cup right here is holding that down. And that's how that stays in place. All right? On my machine. I don't know what your machine looks like, but, you know, just pay attention and keep your screws in a safe place so that they don't get tangled up inside of your machine. All right, because screws can be tricky. Sometimes you try to put it in and they pop right out and you be like, dang, and then fall. You got to go find it if you can find it. So just go ahead and try to focus. Do it the right way and get it going for yourself and be finished. All right? That's how we do that. All right? And then we take this, put it over here. All right. And we just about finished. Take this one, put it in here. And I would not suggest you use a power tool on this because power tools are powerful. And if you use it real fast, just like, you know, and it goes zoom, zoom, and you can do it like that because you have it down to a skill. But if you do it too fast one time and it screws in too tight, then you need that much force on the reverse, which means it still can alter your threads. And you don't want to do that. The screw will be fine, but where it screws into those threads, you know, it just burned them out and they don't hold it secure. So now I got all this back together. It's wiped down and everything. And now we are ready for the vacuum test to just see if we find our dirt inside our cup like it's supposed to be, because that's what should be happening. Okay, it should catch in here first, and there's already some trash in here, so I'm gonna knock that out and put that in the bag. All right, because there's only a little bit in here, just a little bit. Put this in here. And then we can go ahead and put this back together. This is a filter, and it sits on here, and then you twist it and it locks in like that. And then you set it in there. And then this one goes on top. And then you push that over to lock. And that's that, okay? And so now we got all of that together. I'm going to put this on the floor and dump this over again for whatever trash still might be on there. Set this up on my bed and get the tools. And it's not that much trash. Let me wash my hands off in this bowl of water. My hands pretty dusty. All right. And just get that wiped off a little bit. And then we're going to plug it up. My hands are wet, but they won't be wet when I plug this thing up. Okay? Because I got some paper towel in my room too. And some tissue. So let me get something to dry my hands a little bit. And then we're going to be ready. Let me see. All right. Okay. So now I got a little, piece of tissue to dry my hands. Y'all see it? Okay. We're not wetting our hands and plugging anything up. Let's move the chair that I was sitting in. And I'm going to vacuum this little bit of trash up on the floor. A little bit of dirt, a little bit of dust, all back here. And you see that string on my floor? This is the kind of culprits that, where's it at? Can y'all see it? I don't see y'all seeing it, but I can see it. It's right here. It's in my hand, and why can't, there it is. Okay, just pick that up. All right, so now we're going to put that over here in this bag, which where we was working from over here. Okay, and put the tissue up there in the bag. Okay, all our tools, move the water back. We don't want to knock the water over. And then we're going to plug this up over here. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Plug it up. And turn that on. All right, so I plugged it up and turned it on the surge plug. And now we're going to vacuum the floor. Let's see if we can. I don't know. Don't move nothing. Don't move nothing. All right. Let's see. I drop this down here and drop this one down. And then y'all can see what y'all can see. The vacuum is coming on right now. vacuum because, oh, wait a minute, I see a big piece right there. I see a big piece. Can y'all see it? Let's see. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's right here on the floor. There it is. Y'all see it? All right, let's get that. And let's see if it's going to be in the vacuum because that's where it should be. Okay? All right, so we're going to... Alright, and so there we go. Now, let us unplug and let's